I say thank you, Brian, for helping out today. I'll turn it over to you to have a conversation about the changes and the upgrades to manager. Thanks for tuning in.
Well, thank you, Randy. Hi, everyone. I am Brian Caparici, sales engineer with LifeSize here in California, directly aligned to Randy and his team. And I wanted to start off your first point of contact in investigation around UVC as a whole, or particularly manager, is to start by contacting Randy and his team. Randy and I speak frequently, and he has no problem reaching out to me for questions that him and his team need assistance with, and I'm here to help. So with that, I'm going to talk about our new and next release of UVC Manager that is coming in the next week or so. And some of the changes that are coming to UVC Manager, it's a product that we released roughly around the beginning of the year. And it is a replacement for our prior platform for video conference management, basically of our devices. Its predecessor was LifeSize Control that many people may be familiar with. If not, UVC Manager is at a point now where with this release that we have addressed several issues that were existing in the platform before that, and we're excited for this latest release. With that, few of the features as far as advancements that make this particular release drop notable are integration for scheduling with Microsoft Outlook and Exchange integration on 2007, 2010. He's also introduced a web scheduler portal so that for those that don't integrate with Exchange, they can actually use a web portal UI with regular user level authentication and get in there and schedule conferences on their video conference network. Also, the database itself has been vastly improved for stability and consistency in the operation, from simple things like directory and provision management. I wanted to give a quick tour. I was going to try to do that here. Let's see, I'm going to put through my sharing. Please, anyone here comment if it's not coming across clearly. And but I'm going to go ahead and share that now so we can take a look. Okay. First off, Randy, Spring, Alex, can you guys see my desktop?
Absolutely.
Or is it not coming through?
Yep, I see it.
Okay. Okay, great. So welcome to LifeSize UVC Manager. This is actually build 1.1. And if you've never seen it before, the framework itself looks the same as it did before, but behind the curtains, there is a vast improvement of stability and feature enhancement. But I'm just going to go through a brief tour. I'm not going to deep dive into it, and kind of take a tour through it, and then we can turn it back and see if there's any questions specifically about this. Again, I want to reiterate that if you're looking at deploying this out or making any changes with the UVC Manager, go ahead and contact Randy and his team first, and if Randy needs any help, I'll be happy to jump in and help out. So on the dashboard, when you enter UVC Manager, you're going to see basically a summary of your devices that you have that are under management within Manager itself. You're going to see a little quick summary of calls that are scheduled and progress and history of calls that have happened, as well as simply finding integration in place here at the bottom. And that, again, at this time, that's referring to Microsoft Exchange 2007-2010. At this time, we do not have direct integration with the GCal. So you go to the second tab over here, it's tab driven. And under management, it's going to display a page that shows you your networks and devices that are managed. So in this particular case, you'll go here and you'll see this example. We have this network called Paul C. And then within here, we have a couple devices, some that are online, some that are offline, some that are not managed. some that are provisioned. You can look over here and get status checks. Within that, there is no right click. I want to emphasize here. It's natural for people to go into a device and say, hey, I want to look at this endpoint, and I'm going to right click on it and go into it. But instead, we designed it around icons. So as you go through different devices, you will get actually a different layout. In this particular case, I don't have any infrastructure loaded into Manager. But typically, if you had like Multipoint or Video Center in here, you would click on those devices, and the icons that display up here at top, they are going to display what capabilities you have over that device. So in the instance of this icon right here, I can go up here and look, and I can check the settings. I can go ahead and open the web UI. I can refresh the device. I can change the password on the device. I can view the license. I can reboot the device. I can delete the device out of this management platform. Within management, you have the ability to look at the proxies, which is applicable if you are doing natting with Manager. On-demand conferences, which in this case you won't see any, and upgrade packages for scheduling and deploying out upgrades of your devices. Now, here's the scheduler within UVC Manager. Now, this is a scheduler built in. Up here is your navigation and actions. So you have the ability to schedule calls and schedule upgrades. Live events is going to show you if there's any activity of live calls going on. In this case, you see that there are some calls going on at this point. I can actually go in here. Remember, I'm logged in at this level as an admin. So this wouldn't be your typical user login. I have the ability to hang up calls and things like that from here. Monitor is going to give you output from logging of errors and things happening. You can see here. Reporting. Some of the things that Randy discussed earlier on was utilization reports. You know, how many minutes are being used, how much call activity is happening. Again, that's going to capture on devices that are managed by Manager. So if you don't have devices put into Manager, obviously it's not going to pick up that information. And the administer section is going to give you the settings for the Manager platform itself, which includes the calendar integration, backup and restore, device integration, some of the other things, upgrading here. But let me jump ahead and show you one of the new features that we have here is the calendar integration for just what we call the universal scheduler. So this is what it'd look like if you log in as a generic user. You do not even see the header up here at the top of UVC. You just come in and you have the ability to schedule. Now let's look at it this way. If you have something else scheduled for resources at this time, you're going to go in here and it's going to allow you to schedule a call. And if you try to commit resources that are unavailable, you will not be able to schedule them. At the user level access, you are not able to go in and say, oh, someone else to schedule there, let me delete theirs so I can do it. You are not able to do that. Users are all equal. So you do not have the ability to go in there and reschedule someone else.
Hey, Brian, I have a quick question on the URL
yes.
at the top. Thank you for letting me interrupt. So I see it's the IP address, 8181 scheduler. Is there any place in the management to actually give that a vanity name, or should we just hyperlink a URL and send that out? What's the best practice in getting people to the scheduler?
Oh, that would be absolutely that way. You would send it out to those people that want to have access to scheduling on a user level, but you also have to through LDAP integration, when it pulls the users in, they will log in with user level privileges. And when you go in here, for instance, you choose participants and you say, oh, I want to schedule this icon and I want to schedule this icon in a call. And, for instance, it'll do something like that, right? If it's unavailable for any number of reasons, you'll get errors. It won't let you do it.
Perfect. And
so you have the ability to...
Yeah, those of our customers that have come in, what we typically do in this infrastructure is we have built meetings that pre-exist for each of your offices that have been deployed. Now, in some of the larger infrastructure clients, that's a harder thing to do. So this pick list that Brian has is going to be a much better solution. And bravo for LifeSize in making that available. We can also show you how to take that link if you don't want to give people IP addresses, and we can show you how to link that to a scheduler button or some icon that helps your end users sort of get to this link without having to think about typing in an IP address and a login. So let us know if you have any problems with that. And Brian, I'm so glad you guys came up with this. Thanks. Back to you.
Well, yeah, excellent. I'm glad you interjected here, Randy. I just want to clarify here for everyone that I'm doing this at a high level and not a detail. Like, yeah, this is set up for just quick display. This could be easily turned into a friendly name through local DNS usage on any standard network. Here you could add the participants. Here you can have the ability to email people. Here you have the ability to add recording if there is recording devices provisioned in Manager. So you have the ability to do all that and then just hit create schedule and it'll put it on the calendar. So I'm just trying to do this at a high level. At a deeper level, we can certainly talk to your customers can come to you, Randy, talk to you about it. We can go through further detail if this is something they're interested in looking at. And I think I'm right at the time limit here, so I kind of went over a high level. I didn't want to go too deep with this, Randy. Hopefully that gives people a starting point to see what we're doing here with Manager. Again, the Exchange integration piece is here to do it. To be totally honest, though, I mean, that's the extensiveness really here. It's more detailed, but there's nothing overly glamorous about showing Exchange integration. It's a behind-the-scenes action that works hand-in-hand with people scheduling from their Outlook client.
Great. Alex, I think there were
Brian, while you're still presenting...
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes.
I have a few questions that came in, but while you're presenting, we have a question from the live chat. How to build a template to manage multiple devices?
That's a good question, actually. I have not gone through doing that, as a matter of fact, but there are templates, I believe, and the templates that are shown here are invite templates. But we can take that one offline and certainly address that in a particular fashion to what they're trying to accomplish.
Yeah, as I'll typically what I have another training module up on Video Center where it actually talks about under manage and taking a device, copying the configs from one device and applying those basic configs to other devices. So in the case of a new deployment and someone doesn't want to have to go through menu by menu, you can create a package much like you could in Control through Manager so that it sets out your normal behaviors at those devices. What we have found on the icons is it's actually not a bad step to go into the icon directly and have it look for Video Center or have it look for the bridge so that you can register down from the infrastructure to the device and up from the device out to Manager. And during deployment, we would likely look at both to make sure it sticks. Good. Alex is another one on there that said, I'm on Control. Should I move to Manager? I see that one there.
I think that would be right in line with what you made the comment about earlier, Randy, about waiting for it to come out and hit the GA, general release, and giving it a little time to breathe. But within a few weeks, I think that question could be easily answered.
And are we supporting third-party device management yet on Manager? Because if not, we probably need to. If you're on Control and you're managing Polycom devices, you want to stay on Control.
Yeah, that's still the same position here. We have the ability to add external device, but it really is not as in depth as Control works.
Fair enough. Alex, are there any? I think. Wait a minute. Let me look through this. Saw another one.
There was one more that we. I think you addressed a little bit, but earlier it was asked: are there any notable bugs that this release fixes? I'll
get them in the release notes.
I actually have a list of the bugs. Yeah. I should be able to turn that out, and Randy, I can deliver that over to you and have you publish that as anyone needs it. I actually do have it. It's not officially published, and the list of bugs it goes through, there's probably about 25.